Welcome back to Hallmark Never Stop Blowing Up. I am here with our Hallmark heroes who have just destroyed a nuclear submarine under control of the Devil Divers, blown up the dockside warehouse on Springwater Lake, and escaped into town. Johnny Evans. You killed a collection of devil divers. You swept in. You were handcuffed. You thought you could out-Connery your way past a real Russian-Scottish-voiced person. You couldn't quite pull it off, but after you got busted, you broke your way out of handcuffs, killed several guards, escaped, and refused to believe there was even a threat, which led to a subtle injury that you had suffered. But you did what you had to do. Holly Ringer. Mm-hmm. You saw your friends in danger. You fried the technology. You deactivated the nuclear bomb. And you made your first murders. Your very first kills, brutally and up close and personal in defense of your boys. And you led them out of here. Cole, Mississippi, you tried to go undercover and were caught inside the submarine because you weren't sure exactly what to say, but you choked out one guard. You used another as a fake you to shoot the other guards in the legs, accidentally triggering an explosion that injured most of the party. But you got out of there, protecting Holly and protecting everyone else. Yeah. Though again, you were brutally injured in pursuit of your goals as you were shot by Captain Jack Lightning before he was sawed in half by Holly Ringer with a machine gun. Patricia, Trish/Patty Cakes. You have been a combat machine. Perhaps with the highest body count if we don't count the explosion. You have been incredibly effective both in re-teaming up with Holly and reconnecting emotionally, as well as gunning down devil divers who come anywhere near your friends. You were injured in the process, but you're a professional nurse. I'm sure you'll be able to sort that out. You all have succeeded in defeating another enemy faction and moving a step closer to saving America. Most importantly, by winning the nut slide and chestnut hockey, you are that much closer to becoming the Chestnut King and Queen, or possibly Jester. There are options. You have all rejoined the group. You've escaped. You've come back together. I'm imagining at Grandma's house. It seems like that's a home base for you. You've got your de-chickened chicken truck with the chicken igloo in the backyard, keeping them all safe. Grandma's inside with a pot of water boiling inside the oven ready for you at a moment's notice. I will make note on the technical level, you unlocked another group suite of abilities. You've all got to the D12, which means you have unlocked the ones. Which means you now have some options. If you roll a nat 1, you could treat it as a max die roll. It automatically becomes the biggest. Once per episode, you can accept a nat 1 to gain half of that die's value in turbo tokens. And once per episode, you can re-roll a failure with a different skill. I will also point out it starts getting wacky with the abilities, but if you wanted to re-roll with a skill once per episode, someone else can trade a skill with you. So there are even ways where you could trade around to max your D20s as long as you are clever. But the cost of these things as this game goes on, because I have been tremendously forgiving in A, giving you abilities, and B, letting you keep turbo tokens. We've gone far enough that at this point, I am going to say you have expended your collective turbo tokens to give yourself this group suite. So if you have any turbo tokens in your active bins, they go into the expended pile.
Whoa! But I just... No! Oh, that sucks.
Fucking rip.
How many turbo tokens do you have?
Like a gajillion.
Well, each of the suites that I have been giving you guys for free costs 18.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I'll let you keep 4.
Oh, that's so
generous.
kind of you.
He's
Thank you.
I won't charge y'all.
We all keep
No,
one?
fuck you. You get nothing.
Whatever.
Taking something from a
Johnny
big
Evans.
thing that they had saved when I'd never taken the cost out before is different than taking 1 or 2 where you now have an ability
Yeah.
to make everything explode all the time.
That's fair.
But you are back at Grandma's house. Yeah. It's time for undoubtedly Trish to help everyone with their injuries, get them set up. Cole is the most injured, undoubtedly returning to the bed that he has been recovering in for so long. Is there anything anyone would want to say to each other specifically at this time? The idea is kind of you can wander the house over the course of the evening and have a discussion with whoever you want. The things I will point out, specifically, I think the one big thing I would flag, Holly, I guess 2. Holly, you committed your first kill tonight.
Yeah.
Trish, you'd especially be aware of this, I think, as the person who's the closest to Holly, but you committed your first murders. They were brutal and they were violent and they were awful. The other thing is, for both Cole and Johnny, this would hit differently for each of you, but it's important to note. When Holly killed her first person, she yelled that he needed to stay away from her boys, which meant it was split between the two of you, which undoubtedly would land differently with Cole than it would with Johnny. This has all gone on. Trish, you also heard that from the outside.
Clocked it.
And you've been clocking a certain big secret. You don't have proof yet, but you have that big old secret about Johnny Evans. Where do all of you end up? Are there any conversations you would have amongst yourselves over the course of this evening?
I think Holly would start off just helping again to give pills to Cole and tuck him into her childhood bed while he is wounded and bleeding, and just, okay, take a few of these, and Cole, you really gotta take care of yourself. You can't keep getting hurt like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to upset you, Holly.
No, that's not what I care about you, okay? So please,
Holly.
you gotta survive for your son.
All right, Laurel. I love that little guy.
Yeah.
He's my genius ninja. Holly.
Oh, you need to rest. Just take it easy and close your eyes.
Wait. Well, they're closed.
Okay.
Holly, open up my eyes. I can't of my own volition. Can you open up my eyes?
I think that means you need sleep, Cole.
No.
I think
Holly,
if
Holly,
your
open
eyelids
my
are just really
eyes.
heavy, you're just almost
Holly,
about to slip
Holly.
off to sleep.
Oh.
Can you both roll me? Can I get a hot from you, Cole? And Holly, can I get you to roll me? I think also a hot. This feels like it's both of you trying to convince the other of what's happening.
Open up my eyes. please, Holly. Hey.
6 blow up.
Explosion.
2. I can't.
Keep going.
8 and double blow up.
She's so hot. She's so hot. Keep going 3 in a row.
It's so good.
That's a 17 versus a 2. No one can resist the quiet, supportive voice of Holly. Cole, you find yourself just drifting off to sleep instantly when she told you to.
Yep. Good night, Betty. Bye. Okay. And then Holly's gonna wander downstairs blankly and go to the big front picture window. It's at Grandma's house where she put all of the Christmas decorations, and there's gently snowing outside, and she's just gonna sit in a chair in front of the window and have this 100-yard stare, being like, "Don't think about dead bodies."
Johnny, you are around. You've got more muffins that have been cooked by Grandma in the kitchen. She's got access to the family recipe. Not quite as good as the nutmeg version from the bakery because Trish has adjusted that. But as you are wandering through the house, you do see Holly in a living room that is perfectly arrayed for everything to be comfortable, only the lights are all off, and she is sitting in a plush chair. She is pulled up to the front window, just staring into the distance, unlit at night.
Johnny obviously clocked the my boys thing, and then I think he also clocked that when they got back to the house, the first thing that Holly did was make sure that Cole was okay. So I think he's feeling a little. He realizes that maybe this relationship or Holly is somebody that he was maybe taking for granted. And I think like any good manipulative person, he needs to reassert some control over the situation. So I think he's going to go grab the bottle of champagne that he gave to that he saw you put in the fridge, and he's going to go grab that, and he's gonna bring it out to Holly in the living room, and he'll turn on a lamp, and he's gonna go kind of crouch down beside Holly and be like, "Holly, is this?"
Oh, Johnny. Hi. How are you?
Listen, Holly. I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
I saw what you did up there today. I saw what you did to that captain.
Oh.
Jack Lightning.
The innards.
I saw that. So listen, Holly. Listen, that was so brave.
What?
That was such a wonderful thing you did. You protected somebody like Cole, who can't protect himself, obviously.
Oh, he's getting hurt.
Oh, he's so fragile, and
it's true.
It's that protective spirit that you have to look after people who are weak and frail that makes you such a good person, Holly. And
Johnny.
I try to surround myself with good people. Mm-hmm. And I guess what I'm saying, Holly, is that I want to surround myself with you forever.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And he's gonna get down on one knee, and he's gonna pull out his grandma's ring. He's gonna say, "Holly, I think you should marry me."
It's a really good deal.
I just think you've proven. I'm catching myself doing the Cole voice. I just think. I just think we should get married.
Well, this just shows that Johnny is consciously, while trying to be a nice person, channeling coldness.
He's master manipulator.
Yes, this is master. I think he's putting some coal. So he starts talking more quietly. So I just think that you should marry me, Holly. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Oh, Johnny. And she notices, obviously, it's her mom's ring. And Johnny, I just assumed that you would never ask, but of course, I want to marry you.
You're always wrong, baby. I love it.
You're so dumb. Yeah.
You're always just talking crazy, baby.
Yeah.
It's just you're crazy.
And this is honestly, it's the perfect moment because she's so terrified by what has happened that it's just like, I can focus on this. Yes.
A narcissist preying on the vulnerable? No. Realizing you're emotionally frail. And Johnny will pop the champagne and go, everybody come in here. Something amazing happened.
She's hugging him.
Yeah.
Trish, you were brought into the room because Cole is fast asleep, having been told to fall asleep by a woman he loves and trusts more than anything in this world.
Hey, Trish, wake up, Cole. Something great just happened. Look.
So Trish and Grandma both entered the room. Oh, something great happened?
Look, everyone. Look, Johnny and I are going to be married.
I knew you had it in you, you big celebrity, you.
Holly Evans.
Yeah. It's got a good ring to it.
Oh, wow.
That's so great. I'm sure you must be so happy for the family. Johnny's family now, Trish. He's going to be family.
Yeah, get some glasses, Trish. Come on. Let's pop that champagne, right?
Yeah, you know what? Why don't I go get some glasses?
And get Cole down here, too. That guy's great. He's okay, right? You fixed him up?
Yeah.
Come on, it's a party. Let's get a drink into the guy.
All right, I'll go get him. Just a second. And Grandma goes upstairs to get Cole, and you go to the kitchen to get glasses. Trish, what's happening when you are alone in the kitchen with this development that has just occurred?
I'm gobsmacked. Like, I just can't believe it because I can see that he's taking advantage of this situation, and I'm furious. And I also can't believe that Grandma gave the ring to this schmo. But she's my friend, and if it's what she wants, even if it's just for today, I'm gonna play nice because I think she's, in some duress right now. So I'm really hoping that once the dust settles a little bit, we can have like a real conversation about that. And that was my bottle of champagne, so I'm also pissed.
So you return with glasses, and Grandma brings Cole gingerly down the stairs, heavily injured, completely unhealed from any of it, still sprayed through with shrapnel, a bullet wound in his chest, bleeding through his bandages. He can't open his eyes on his own. But Grandma sets him down in a chair and says, "Don't worry, I got you, honey," and uses both hands to peel open his eyes so he can see what has happened. Grandma's there to meet his eyes. It's helping him blink every couple of seconds. She blinks his eyes for him.
Oh man! As you were describing that, I was like, "Is this too far?" No, it's perfect. He's gonna just rub salt in this wound all day.
What's this all about?
Cole,
I'm so tired.
Something wonderful happened.
What?
Johnny and I are getting married.
What?
Yeah. Aren't you so happy for me? I know you must have been so happy to get married to your wife.
She's dead. Why? What?
Well, you were asleep. Blinks your eyes for you. You were asleep, so they had their exciting moment, just the two of them.
They did?
Yeah, it's a great thing for them. It's Holly Evans. It's got a nice ring to it.
H-E? He? As in him? No.
Johnny will get a glass of champagne and give it to Cole. Come on, Cole, have a drink. It's a celebration.
He just puts in my hand, but it just like falls right through.
Just a second. Grandma takes a drink. One of your eyes is now closed. She's holding the other one. I'll feed you a drink, don't you worry.
Yeah. Tip it down
She's
your
going to
gullet.
feed you. Can you roll me a tough DC6?
It'll make
Mixing
you feel
with
better.
painkillers, but
Yeah.
okay.
I had a acetaminophen or whatever it is.
He can have one. You roll me a tough DC6.
Grandma is facilitating some irresponsible behavior.
Grandma's cool.
It's the generation.
Grandma loves to
Man.
Wait,
You can make it a max
you
roll.
could max it out the once per episode if you want to.
You could make it
Or-
blow up right now.
You could make
Now's
blow
the
up, or
time.
you
I'm
could
gonna
take
blow it
half
up.
of the
Or you could
tokens.
take 5 turbo tokens if you accept the one.
Ooh. You got options.
Or you could re-roll with a different skill.
No, I'm gonna blow this up.
All right, boom, you blow up right there.
Okay.
You chug the champagne in front of me.
And you get to roll again.
Whoa. I just kept going.
10, that's an 11.
Oh, yeah. Max it up.
Use a,
You
use
gotta
a,
use the turbo token
Yeah,
to
I'm
blow
gonna
up.
you gotta use 2.
Boom.
You gotta
Two?
use 2
Yeah,
because
two,
you're
two.
Oh,
hurt.
because you're hurt. You are severely injured, so it's
I
gonna
am.
take 2.
Okay.
But then you blow up, and that's a double blow up, so double the number of tokens you have
there
right
you
now.
go.
Yes.
So he goes from 2 to 4. So like that was free. That just
Yeah.
got you a
Yep.
blow up at no cost. Double blow up, that's a 22.
Jesus, what's going to happen here?
That's a 12. All right, so that becomes a 34 on DC6.
I can't wait to see what happens
You
next.
swallow this champagne and find yourself so outraged and so empowered that you can move your own eyes. They open under your own control. You receive control of your hands, of your limbs. You have the ability to stand up for this scene because of how emotionally charged you are. You can just be yourself, Cole. You can say whatever it is you want to say or not say, but you're you again as you take your feet. Cole, Mississippi, the man, the widower, the father, Holly Ringer's closest friend.
Holly Evans.
I get up and I walk straight to Johnny. I go face to face with him.
Johnny thinks you're giving him a hug. Oh, come here. Yeah, it's okay.
I stop right in front of him. I'm not but an inch away. I look at him in the eyes.
You're right back where you were inside that submarine, Johnny, and you recognize this moment now.
Oh, cool. You little, can't hold your liquor, right? Look at this guy. He's like, okay, Grandma, give him another glass.
No, he's had one. He's good.
What's the matter, champ? You okay? We're gonna celebrate, right?
I turn to Holly. I see that all I really want is her happiness. And then I look back at Johnny Evans. A clock Patty. Back to Johnny Evans.
You're right here.
Yeah, I'm like, my nose is hitting him as I'm turning. And then I just walk past him and I go outside. And I take a cell phone. Whoever's cell phone it is, I'm just going to take it and I'm going outside.
Camera will follow you, Cole, to see what happens outside.
I go inside of the chicken coop igloo.
Yep.
I sit down with the chickens and I pet them. And I call up Laurel.
And you would.
No.
But there's no signal.
Oh, of course.
So you're alone with the chickens in the igloo, realizing that perhaps now, more than ever, more than in years past, you're as lonely as you've ever been since the day that your wife died. And we pan back inside where Johnny Evans is celebrating his engagement with Cole having left the room.
That guy's weird. What a weird dude. You got some weird friends back here, babe. That's crazy. You guys want to put on some music or something? What are we like? Let's hang out. How you feeling? You feeling good? You look great.
Johnny Evans puts on music and is dancing in the corner by himself.
With arms wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Dancing in green.
This is a good one.
This is a good one.
He plays
Trish.
this a lot.
Trish,
Yeah.
Trish, you're in the middle of this.
And I say,
Loves this.
He does. Yeah.
Welcome to this place. I'll show you. Just alone. Holly, turn it up.
But Trish, while this is all happening, the music fades away. You escape Creed for this brief moment of personal internal reflection.
And I'm like, I gotta follow Cole. First of all, like, I'm worried about his safety. He's injured. He's just gone outside into the cold. And I also can see that he's incredibly distressed. And I don't want to be a part of any of this either.
So, as many nights have been spent over the last 3.5 years, Holly Ringer sits in a chair watching Johnny Evans dance to Creed's Arms Wide Open on repeat, constantly demanding she turn it up more. Even when the volume's at 100, he always wants more.
Yeah, and she's refilling his champagne glass like every time he just holds it out to her, and she's just automatically
Let's go.
She basically has become Alexa for him for the rest of the evening. While outside, Trish, you exit the house and close the door, shutting off the full volume of Creed to making it kind of a dull murmur through the house that's not entirely unheard outside. But when you cross the backyard, until crossing into the chicken igloo and closing the door, that sound is lost, and you find yourself inside this small, handmade structure with 20 chickens outside of their coops, with Cole, Mississippi, lying on his back, staring up at the ceiling while chickens crawl over his chest, and he slowly pats them, staring wide-eyed straight up.
Hey, Cole, can I come in?
Door's open.
Hey, man, listen, that's really fucked up in there. That guy is literally the worst.
Yeah. And that's who she wants to marry.
Cole, I don't necessarily think that's true. Today has kind of been a big day. This guy didn't even realize that she machine gunned a person in half.
I was gonna say, I mean, I feel like she's torn up by that, but now she's playing Creed and getting married.
People do crazy things,
Yeah,
Cole.
but she's changed. And I don't know. The change is too vast for Cole, Mississippi. Oh, I'm even talking like him in the third person. He's a negative influence. Hallmark doesn't need a braggadocious fiend such as him.
You're right. You're right.
You know what the weird thing is?
What?
I was actually beginning to like him a little bit. He's a heck of an actor. And he's actually pretty capable. I can see why she wouldn't want to be with a farmer of chestnuts such as I. I mean, what do I have to offer her but a vast estate and progeny and just, you know, a brother with a secret location. I don't know.
Cole, Mississippi?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you talking like that anymore.
I can't get through to Laurel.
I know.
What are we going to do? The terrorists.
I can't even remember. I think at this moment, okay, we need to triage and prioritize what's going on. I don't want to go back in the house as much as you do, but we need to get you back in and get these wounds addressed. And Cole, I just want to give you a glimmer, if I can.
Shoot.
Did you hear Holly today when she was gunning down that Captain Jack Lightning? She said, "Leave my boys alone." You're one of those boys, Cole. Holly cares about you a lot more than I think she wants to admit right now. All right, so keep your goddamn stick on the ice, man.
I'm a boy.
Yes. You're a boy.
Thanks, Patty. I really needed to hear that.
I've got you, man.
All this chestnut vapor, it's getting me in the oculars.
When we get back in the house, I have some eye drops that'll help.
Thanks.
Okay?
You're a good friend. By the way, my brother likes you.
Not now, Mississippi.
Okay, Patty Cake.
You know what? If you weren't so badly injured,
Yeah.
I'd punch you right in the face right now.
No, okay.
All right. Get over here, Cole, Mississippi.
No.
I'm going to give you a great big hug before we go back into that hellhole.
And you both hug. And it's heartfelt but awkward.
Yeah.
And you help Cole back inside, hearing the muted sounds of Creed through walls. Then as you step into the house, the blaring Creed at full volume of a speaker, causing damage to its speakers while he keeps telling Holly to turn it up louder and demanding more of the champagne that he has drank pretty much all of, including Holly's glass before he's done. And you go upstairs and you're tucked in and you're taken care of and you all settle in for an awkward night's rest. Trish, you sleep as well as anyone can under these circumstances. Cole, you've been taken good care of, but this is a complicated circumstance. This is a psychological plague, the kind you're not used to. You know, maybe this is your blight of the chestnut trees of your heart. It happened to America, and now it's happening to Cole, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And whether that blight is named Johnny Evans or whether that blight is bad luck, you don't know. You don't know the way to cure that blight. America never cured the chestnut blight. They just hid in Hallmark.
It's true. They did.
What can you do for the farm that is you? The farm inside yourself. And you have to think about that as you sleep. Johnny, you fall asleep mad that Creed couldn't be played any louder. The one day Creed will play so loud that you don't have to run from your own insecurities ever again.
Yep.
Because Johnny, like anyone who is this manipulative and this shallow, you are so plagued by insecurity. You need to be sure, you need to be safe, you need to be in control, and you aren't. And in those brief moments of just knowing Scott Stapp's arms are wide open, maybe you finally get that hug. Get that hug from not your literal father, but a metaphorical father. Maybe you'd finally be accepted. Maybe you could stop running from whatever it is you are running from and maybe run towards something, but you just can't do it because those arms never close. Those arms never encircle you and make you comfortable, so you just keep hurting yourself and hurting other people. Why couldn't Scott Stapp be your dad?
The age-old question.
And Holly, you managed to escape for some brief time into the endless well of need that is Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
Because when Johnny's needing something, you can just deliver that instead of having to worry about it one way or the other. What are you thinking as you fall asleep last in this house? Johnny, tuckered out from dancing, just passes out and sleeps right away. A full bottle of champagne in him before he danced for 2 hours. Fell asleep. Trish is out. Cole is out. Your grandma fell asleep hours ago. She took out her hearing aids, so she could sleep probably better than anyone else under these current circumstances. But in this moment to yourself, where you can't just be lost in the excess of Johnny wearing a ring that he clearly got from your grandmother.
Right.
Because it was the ring given to your mother by your father. There's family history here as you look at it in the dark. On this day where you got engaged, got this ring, and killed a man.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I think it was much easier whenever Johnny wants something. It's easy to just do that and not have to think about it. And having this ring from her mother that she also has so many conflicted feelings about because she felt like her mom wanted her to follow in her footsteps so much that it was like Holly felt like she didn't exist very much. And then also with Johnny, it's the same sort of thing where it was like, it was the start of her career doing that big photo shoot. And now it's just like, well, I'm just following Johnny around. And then also, what's going to be left of all of us? What is going to happen with the terrorists? Can she just go back to her big city life after having murdered a man? And then also, I think she expected Cole to be really excited for her. And the fact that he was upset and walked out leaves her with strange, conflicted feelings that she doesn't quite know what to do with them. So I think, again, with everything else gone and things more quiet, things feel much more confusing and scary than they usually feel for her. Things were going to be simple. She was just going to come back, sell the bakery, and then continue her life with Johnny. And now it's just like she feels like completely on unstable ground and unsure of what's going to happen next.
Yeah, you have so many options in front of you. There's engagement with Johnny. There's journeying back to your big city life with it unchanged. There's the change that could come there. There's the change of the possibility of staying.
Yeah.
Running a bakery with Patty. That's not an expectation that you had coming home, was that there would be any interest in Patty in doing this, or the two of you could do it together, starting a new legacy. You have already seen a change in the muffin recipe. What if other things changed?
Yeah.
And Cole, confusing,
Very
strange.
confusing.
You thought you knew who he was. You thought you knew who he loved. You thought you knew what he loved. And clearly there are depths. There are depths beneath this chestnut tree. The roots grow deep.
Yeah. And I think
Mississippi nuts.
even seeing Cole again, she knew that he got married and had a kid and all that kind of stuff, because of course Patty would funnel her all of that information, and she felt kind of like, he's the little town guy versus the big city boyfriend. But even seeing Cole at the hockey rink, kind of going back into his like high school persona, and it's like, oh, that's the rebellious cool guy that she liked, and it's like, oh, he's still in the adult man as well. So there's lots of layers to everything.
That's so true. And you realize in these instances, there are also the moments where he tackled you and you were almost shot, and then you were both shot anyways, but then your hands touched.
Yeah.
Or you bumped into him and he dropped that bag of nuts and then your hands touched.
Yeah.
All those times where your hands have touched in various moments of connection. It's just strange. Yeah. Discerning, troubling. Do you think you would be able to sleep, or do you think we should do a roll for it?
I think we should do a roll for it, because I think as she would be trying to sleep, it's like all these confusing things, but I think every time she closes her eyes, it's just like gunshots and blood of this murder scene.
Set to Creed.
Okay, then I have an interesting question for you.
Yeah.
Because this comes down to where you are at and what how she would normally engage with herself. I think normally I would automatically jump to a hot check, because I think Holly spends a lot of time propagandizing herself into feeling things where she's like, no, the world is like this.
Yes.
And if she could convince herself the world is like something, she might be able to fall asleep. The other option I will give you, and again, there's no pressure from me on these, there's also wits. If Holly's at the point where she's actually thinking about what's going on, where she's trying to figure out what she wants instead of trying to sell herself a story, then I think it would be wits. Do you think this is a hot check, or do you think this is a wits check?
I do think it's a wits check. I think she's thinking through it. And I think for once with that ring on, and then also being in her childhood home, it's sort of, she's trying to figure out what her mom would have said to her. And she doesn't know.
All right, roll me a wits check DC 8.
It's a 5.
All right, take a turbo token. Unless there's something you want to do with any turbo tokens you could borrow from somebody else. I don't think there's something obvious.
Or you can re-roll a failure with a different skill. If
Once per
it doesn't
episode.
have to be in that one. I thought it did. Okay.
Nope.
All right. So I think this is this might be a little crazy, but it's like trying to think of like, what would my mom say, and not having an answer to that, and then being like, okay, I might have murdered people, but we're fighting terrorists, and the way that you protect yourself and your feelings in America is to like shoot things. So she's going to try and in her mind be like, it's me and Patty, and we're going to shoot down all of the scary things. And that's how I'm going to like comfort myself.
Great. So you're going to roll a weapons? DC 8.
And it's a 9.
Nice.
Okay.
And it's a 9. You managed to convince yourself, like any good American, that with a good friend by your side and an automatic weapon in your hand, you can stand your ground for America. These bad guys are terrorists.
Get out of my town.
And with that, you fall asleep and drift away. And the next morning, you all wake up. You can all remove your injury levels overnight due to the fantastic work. Yep, you guys are all going back to neutral.
Got it.
There's something about the chestnut juice flowing through your veins, built into your DNA.
Yeah.
The red, white, and blow you away gene is being activated in all of your bodies from the chestnuts you've been eating from Mississippi nuts.
Trish has like destroyed so many bed sheets to make me wound dressings.
Yeah, the bed you were sleeping on has no sheets.
Just mattress.
If you go to Grandma's bedroom, no sheets. The extra sheets, gone. Several towels, deleted. You were all very wet after your showers. You have to dry yourself off with Grandma's laundry.
I was going to say toilet paper.
Johnny's covered in little bits of paper because he didn't think quite far enough ahead.
I don't like this.
And you find yourselves preparing for this last day of events. It is time. You are here.
God.
Tonight will be the Chestnut Ball.
Yeah.
You all know that this is the political part of the event as well as the competitive part of the event. The events occur, but they don't necessarily guarantee victory. They just tend to sway people in that way that they're voting for someone to be king or queen. And I think this is the moment where, playing the odds, you find yourself sitting down and trying to figure out who it should be and what the options are. And that's when Grandma chimes in and says, well, remember, there's always the jester and there's the maid of dishonor. Oh. They've got to serve the champagne because they're the two people who did the worst in the whole competition. So if all four of you were trying to get to that tower, that might be the way to do it. Two of you win. Two of you do the worst thing possible in front of the entire town.
Wow. That's a heavy burden.
And you all find yourselves looking to this event. Now, you know, as the locals, there's a costume competition, essentially, for people who are going to dress up the most for this ball. The ball happens at the Holiday Castle. You would guess, based on the factions that you've seen, because you know the carnival was taking over the sports fields because it affected practice for your teams. There was the Devil Divers, who clearly have all been blown up in a submarine. And there was the infamous Hacker Collective, which has also been completely eliminated in your battle in the server farm. This is likely the rich tourists.
Right.
And you had seen some kind of armored figures with them in the limousines. Odds are they are going to be the ones running this event. You have to figure out what you're going to wear because there is this kind of costume contest quality to this whole thing of this fanciful ball. And there is a dance competition. So people will need to dance with their partner in an impressive way to show off what they're capable of. Those two things will have to happen, and then the ultimate decision will be made tonight. And then the winners and the losers will be brought to City Hall to go up to the top of the tower to theoretically have a glass of champagne with Polaris Rome, international terrorist for hire. But you need to figure out what you're going to wear. You need to figure out your dance partners. You need to figure out your routines, and you need to figure out your plans. You are all left at this kitchen table.
Folks, all my decent threads are back at the farm. I think I'm going to mosey back over there and look over my options and do my best to dress to the nines.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will meet back up with you, I guess, at the location tonight, as you were. And he walks out the door.
Oh.
He comes back in. I'm just going to take one of these muffins. So
And he does. He leaves.
Hey, should we have Cole pick up some more champagne or what, right? Hey, Cole, you got any more? You got to hit the liquor store when you come back. Get some more of these bad boys.
I think he said he was going to meet you at the location, which I assume is the castle. He's an informal man, you know, just a small town fellow like the rest of us.
Yeah, Johnny, there'll be refreshments and things at the dance at the castle.
All right. So I guess I'm just a little excited. You know, this is a big day for me. And I just want to celebrate. And I want to celebrate with you.
Yeah.
And you too, Trish. You look like you could use a drink. Right? You're making that face. That scowl. You know, you got to relax a little bit. What are you going to dress up as for this thing?
Well, I was actually just going to say, Holly, you know, your mom's amazing wardrobe is still upstairs. You want to go have a look in the closet with me, see what we could find for tonight?
That sounds perfect, Patty.
And Patty literally takes her hand and is dragging her upstairs.
Perfect.
Hey, Grandma, you got like a tuxedo or something? What do you got?
Well, I got an option for you here. I don't got a whole lot, admittedly, but she comes back from the living room with a photo that's generically old in the way Hallmark movies are never really clear what era it's taking place in. And you can see Holly's parents. Holly's mom and Holly's dad, who's just a small town guy. He's a little bit uncomfortable, but he's in kind of a ruffled old school pastel tuxedo, like just off red, not quite salmon, just a little bit off. There's velour. To you, it looks very tacky. This is not something you would ever wear. And Grandma looks at you and says, well, I've still got her dad's tuxedo from the one year that he became Chestnut King.
That is hilarious, Grandma. That's vintage. That's so funny. We do like a tacky,
What are you talking about, Tacky?
Yeah, you know, look at it. With the big, and with these things, Grandma, where is it? Let's see if it fits. Come on, let's do it right now. I love it.
Can you roll me a hot DC 10?
Yeah, sure. Sure, why not? Am I going to piss off Grandma?
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. Fuck you. 4. And I have nothing to add to that.
All right, let's go try it on. She says, and she leads you down to the basement to try something on. Meanwhile, upstairs, Trish, you have got Holly with Kelly Ringer's expansive wardrobe of everything she has worn throughout her entire life at any of these balls, because Kelly's mom loves those dresses. And they're all there, and you've got enough equipment in this house. Grandma loves sewing. There are those kind of things that you could alter any of these outfits to serve yourself or to serve Holly. Holly and her mom are very similar sizes, so Holly can kind of step into any of these.
And really, I just wanted to get you a way to like check in.
Yeah.
To like, how are you?
Holly's looking through the closet, just spanning back through dresses, which is very nostalgic. I gotta think of which one would Johnny like?
Holly.
Yeah, Patty.
Yesterday was like so crazy.
Yeah.
And awful. And now you're engaged to be married? Like, are you okay?
Holly's like face warbles because like, I don't like that question. Well, as long as me and you stick together, I know I'll be able to take on whatever comes our way tonight. I just,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, I don't think this topic is off the table, but what do you wanna wear, Holly?
Holly is just starting to get like a little bit upset because this is now starting to be very overwhelming and being amongst all of her mom's stuff. And now obviously her mom is dead, and that's been a new thing that she sort of just skated over. So Holly's looking through all of the dresses and tears start coming down her face. So she's like, maybe, no, that one. Maybe, I don't know, Patty. I don't know.
And Trish just like, that's it. She just like takes you into a big bear hug. Like, forget it. No words. We're just embracing.
And I think she just takes a long moment to cry into your shoulder and hug you back really tight.
And you have that moment of connection as the camera pans over to Mississippi Nuts. Cole, you pull up, and I'm assuming the chicken truck.
Yeah, I took the rocket launcher out from the other vehicle and I placed it back in this one.
So it's just in the passenger seat, sitting up like somebody trying to stay in an HOV lane when they don't have a passenger.
Exactly.
You get back to the farm.
Yeah, so I slowly walk. I do the Charlie Brown walk, like head down, looking at the ground.
Oh my God, Cole! And Jackson just runs out of the house. Cole, I saw you competing. I didn't know where you were. Are you okay? You disappeared at the night Polaris Rome, International Terrorists for Hire, took over the town.
Jackson, you're alive.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I lost you in that kerfuffle, and I thought the gas got you.
Well, I mean, it didn't put me to sleep. I'm a nut man myself.
Look at us, just two nuts together on a farm.
Yeah, more nut than man, you and I.
You wouldn't believe the stories I've accumulated in this very short amount of time. But
you would believe mine, so tell me yours.
Well, I've been put up by the president to do a secret mission. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm not interrupting. Continue. I'll say my turn at the end.
Let's just say the chestnuts are the key to my vitality and strength. And we've been dispatching terrorist after terrorist low these past few days and or hours.
Did you burn down the ski resort and blow up blow up the warehouse?
Shh! Shut up!
Oh, my face.
I'm sorry. And I take him.
Okay, it's a family meeting. Okay.
Look.
I'm looking. Please don't hit me.
I'm sorry. A friend of mine likes
I don't need no adrenaline. Okay. Yeah, I can tell. Look. I saw you do that before the nut slide. There's a lot of slapping each other. We don't generally do that here.
I know.
I got a soft face.
I know. These wars have made me a different type of person.
2 days can change a man.
Look, I'm going to be meeting up with the rest of the gang tonight. And I'm not doing my best at this point in time.
Why not? You killed so many terrorists. That should make you great.
I think I'm falling for Holly Ringer.
Oh, she's got a fella.
I know, but he ain't no good.
Well, then why don't you show him what for?
I can't do that because she cares for what he is. And if I give him what for, then what are we doing?
But I thought he was bad. Is he not bad?
He's a bit bad, yeah.
What kind of bad?
To the bone.
Well, that's pretty bad, Cole.
I know, but
Don't you here? There are rare moments. He slaps you. Listen, you got to hear this, because I don't know why you're becoming me, but that's not the way we do things, Cole. You're the doer, and I'm the thinker. So listen to the thinker for a brief moment.
Okay.
Right now, you're talking about a man who you say is bad, and you just say he's a little bad.
Yeah.
And I say where, and you say to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too deep into the specifics, Cole. Do you remember your wife?
Missy.
You remember Missy? You remember her disease?
Yeah.
And at first they thought the disease weren't too bad, and then we found out the disease went all the way to the bone.
Yeah. She
And
coughed
then-
a lot.
Then, after all the coughing and the bone problems, she died. That's not a little bit bad. Parts of the body are more important than other parts. No one can live with no bones, Cole.
She tried, though.
She did try. She fought hard.
She lost a lot of them.
Yeah, she wanted to protect you. She wanted to be here for you and Laurel. She loved you so much till every bone in her body just gave out.
I'd give her the boat of my heart if I could.
I know. I know you would have, but nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. And that's why you got to look at this situation where you're saying, this man's bad to the bone, Cole? Bad to the bone? Do you want Holly Ringer to have something bad to the bone? Invade her slowly over time till it takes away everything? And then in the end, there's nothing?
In the end, nothing even matters.
Right now, you miss Missy. But what if you miss Missy while you also miss Holly?
That's right. They're both women.
I don't know where you went, but that's why you're the doer, not the thinker. What I was trying to point out was that you love both of them.
I do.
And if they both are gone, that's sad.
I know.
This is like the nuts mouth thing, okay? Don't get too weird on the metaphors. I just need you to remember.
Jackson, you're the brains, okay? I'm just a man.
That's right. If she goes off with the man who's bad to the bone, you know Holly, a couple years from now, she's going to be whatever he wants her to be, because Holly's always been a little bit suggestible. And that's been your guys' problem. You don't say nothing, she don't hear nothing.
But not to draw this out longer than
we
it
can
needs
go
to
a long
be.
time. Cool. I've got all the time in the world.
Go forever. It's never stop.
It's beautiful.
I'm a small town boy. She's a big city woman.
When you look around, do you see a small town right now, Cole? Or you just see trees?
I see trees.
That's because you're not a small town man. You're a forest, Cole, Mississippi. Your roots run deep. You protect all the things within you, and you feed them nuts. Your nuts make people great. Your nuts make this country great, apparently. Your nuts make the president great, Cole.
My nuts red, white, and blow you away.
Maybe it's time for you to red, white, and blow Holly away, instead of just letting the nuts fall off your tree to the ground to rot.
You're right. I'm going to win her back.
You got to fertilize that heartbone, my friend.
I'm going to fertilize the heck out of it, and I'm going to blow Holly away.
I'm going to assume that means positive, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Then yes, that's what you're going to do. And I am going to find a girlfriend. And you both go off, determined to make outfits that can win you back Holly Ringer and help Jackson find a girlfriend.
Jackson, you got a bolo tie?
Oh, you better believe I do. I got two. So you collect your bolo ties. We have Cole and Jackson dressing themselves up, determined to change their lives in the most fundamental ways. We have Trish and Holly rejoined for the first time in more than a decade, working together and literally within the most living memory of Kelly Ringer, finding who they are today and who they need to be amongst the things she left to them. And Johnny Evans being rude to an elderly woman and demeaning to Holly's family and the memory of her dead family members, while also somehow doing something that she will undoubtedly find very touching the moment she sees it. But more importantly than all of that, you are all closing in on the final night of the Chestnut Festival, the Chestnut Ball, the costume competition, the dance competition. If you cannot become Chestnut King and Queen, if you cannot become the Chestnut Jester and the Maid of Dishonor, no one will stop Polaris Rome, international terrorist for hire, from stealing and selling the heart of America. Who you are is on the line. Who you could be is on the line. And the entire life of your nation is on the line. So we will find out what happens in the next episode of Hallmark Never Stop Blowing Up.